They tried to silence her. They tried to erase her. But Tulsi Gabbard just made the move that Washington feared the most. And now, the system is panicking. What happened next? If you are ready to hear the move that has Washington in panic mode, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment where you think this is all heading. Tulsi Gabbard has done something no one saw coming. A move so bold, so calculated, that the entire political system is shaking. For years, Washington has played its game, the same faces, the same lies, the same corrupt machine running unchecked. But today, something is different. Today, Tulsi Gabbard makes the chess move we have all been waiting for. The establishment is scrambling. The media is in full meltdown mode. The power brokers, the career politicians, the ones who thought they controlled everything, they are panicking. They never expected this. They thought she was finished. They thought they had buried her. But Tulsi was never one to follow their rules. She has been watching, waiting. And now, at the perfect moment, she strikes. What did she do? Why are they so afraid? And most importantly, what happens next? Stay with me, because this changes everything. Tulsi Gabbard is not like the politicians you see on TV every day. She is not another career bureaucrat who climbed the ranks through backroom deals. She is a soldier, a patriot, a leader who has walked through fire and refused to kneel, while others sat in air-conditioned offices making decisions that sent young men and women to war. She was out there on the battlefield, wearing the uniform, carrying the weight of real sacrifice. When she entered politics, they thought she would play along. She was young, disciplined, and had the perfect background to rise through the system. But Tulsi was never interested in power for its own sake. She saw corruption, she saw deception, and she refused to be part of it. She walked away from the Democratic Party, exposing it for what it had become, a machine controlled by elites who cared more about their own influence than the people they claimed to serve. They tried to destroy her. They called her a traitor, a Russian asset, a danger to democracy. But the truth was simple. She was not a puppet, and that terrified them. Now, after years of waiting, she makes her biggest move yet. A move that the establishment never expected. A move that has them scrambling to stop her. But it is too late. The game has changed. The board is set. And this time, Tulsi Gabbard is the one calling the shots. The moment Tulsi Gabbard refused to follow orders, the system turned against her. At first, they ignored her, thinking she would fall in line like everyone else. But when she started speaking out, when she started exposing the truth, they went after her with everything they had. The Democratic Party, the one she once called home, smeared her as a Russian asset simply because she opposed endless wars. The media ran hit pieces, twisting her words, painting her as dangerous. Intelligence agencies whispered in the shadows, planting stories that made her look like a threat. The establishment had decided Tulsi Gabbard had to be destroyed. It was not just the attacks in the press. It was the Senate hearings where they tried to corner her. They questioned her loyalty, accused her of emboldening extremists, and demanded that she bow to their narrative. But Tulsi never flinched. She looked them in the eye and said, "I take responsibility for one thing, telling the truth. If that makes people question this government, then maybe it is this government that needs to change." That was the moment. They knew she was not just another politician. She was a problem, and problems get eliminated. They threw everything at her. Leaked documents, manufactured scandals, political betrayals from those who once called her an ally. But every time they knocked her down, she got back up, stronger, more determined, more dangerous to the people who built their careers on lies. They expected her to back off, to fade into obscurity, but they underestimated her. Because Tulsi Gabbard does not run, she does not break. And now, the same people who tried to erase her are watching in fear as she makes the move they never saw coming. If this moment proves why real leadership still exists, take a second to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Do you think she will succeed? There is always a breaking point. A moment when someone realizes there is no going back. For Tulsi Gabbard, that moment came when she saw just how deep the corruption ran. She had always known Washington was broken, but what she uncovered was far worse than she imagined. A leaked report exposed the truth. Intelligence agencies were not just gathering information, they were controlling it. The government was not just lying to the people, it was silencing anyone who dared to question them. They labeled political opponents as extremists. They used security agencies as weapons. They manipulated elections, censored stories, and crushed those who refused to obey. Tulsi saw it happening in real time. The media framed whistleblowers as traitors. Anyone who spoke out was branded a threat. And behind the scenes, the same people who pushed endless wars were now deciding who got to speak and who did not. That was when she made her choice. She could have stayed quiet. She could have protected herself, played the game, and kept her career safe. But that is not who she is. That is not why she fought for this country. She stood up and said, "For too long, Washington has operated in the shadows. That ends now." And just like that, the attacks began. They called her dangerous. They said she had changed. They twisted her words, making her look like an enemy of the very nation she served. But it was too late. The truth was already out, and Tulsi Gabbard was ready to fight. Tulsi Gabbard has made her move. It is not just another speech. It is not a publicity stunt. It is a calculated strike, and Washington never saw it coming. She is not running away from politics. She is running straight at the system that tried to destroy her. She announces her next step with confidence. Whether it is joining a new party, running for office, or exposing corruption from the inside, it does not matter. What matters is that the people in power are terrified, because this is not just about Tulsi. It is about every American who has watched their government lie to them. It is about the soldiers sent to fight wars for profit. It is about the families struggling while politicians get richer. Tulsi is not playing their game anymore. She is flipping the board. The media goes into full meltdown. CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, they flood the airwaves with hit pieces. They call her dangerous, a threat to democracy. They dig up old interviews, twist her words, and try to turn the public against her. Washington insiders scramble. Senators whisper in back rooms, wondering how to stop her. Intelligence agencies prepare their next move. They will try to discredit her, bury her under false scandals, or label her as a radical. But Tulsi is ready. And then, something happens that they never expected. The people rally behind her. They see through the lies. They know the attacks are not about protecting democracy. They are about protecting those in power. The game has changed, and Tulsi Gabbard is leading the charge. The moment Tulsi Gabbard makes her move, the machine strikes back. The people in power do not debate her. They do not challenge her ideas. They do what they have always done: destroy anyone who refuses to kneel. It starts with the media. CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, all pushing the same narrative. They call her a radical. They say she is dangerous. They dig through old interviews, twist her words, and paint her as a threat. News anchors speak in grave tones, warning the public that she is unfit for leadership. They do not report the news. They manufacture it. Then come the politicians. The same people who once called her a rising star now say she must be investigated. They demand hearings. They push for ethics reviews. They claim she has ties to extremist groups. They do not need proof. They just need headlines. Behind closed doors, the intelligence agencies move in. Leaked reports suddenly appear. Anonymous sources claim Tulsi is under surveillance. They say there are concerns about her connections. No evidence, no facts, just enough suspicion to make the public doubt her. We have seen this before. They did it to anyone who threatened their power. They called Martin Luther King Jr. a communist. They accused Edward Snowden of treason. They tried to destroy Julian Assange. It is always the same playbook. But Tulsi does not back down. She never has. She never will. And this time, the people are watching. If this story is touching your heart right now, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Washington will never be the same after this. Tulsi Gabbard has done what few dared to do. She has stood against the machine and lived to tell the story. But the battle is not over. It is just beginning. Her move has sent shockwaves through the system. The 2024 election is now unpredictable. Voters who once felt abandoned see her as a real alternative. Independents, conservatives, and even disillusioned Democrats are paying attention. She is not playing for one party. She is playing for the people. Foreign policy is shifting. The war hawks, the career politicians who profit from endless conflict, are on edge. They know Tulsi will not follow their script. She has spoken against reckless wars before, and now she has the power to challenge them directly. But she is not alone. New alliances are forming. Former rivals are becoming allies. Voices once silenced are speaking up. This is no longer just about her. It is about everyone who refuses to be controlled. And now, the real question is not what Tulsi's next move will be. It is what we will do next. Because Washington only changes when the people demand it. The game is still being played, but for the first time in years, the board looks different. The next move is not hers. It is ours. They do not fear Tulsi Gabbard. They fear what she represents. An America that refuses to be controlled. An America where people think for themselves. Where leaders answer to the people, not the elites. Where truth is not silenced by those in power. This battle is bigger than one person. It is not just about Tulsi. It is about every American who is tired of being lied to, tired of watching politicians grow richer while the country falls apart, tired of endless wars, rigged systems, and leaders who serve themselves instead of the people. The system will not give up easily. They will fight harder. They will spread more lies. They will use every weapon they have to hold on to power. But here is the truth. They are scared. Scared of losing control. Scared of a future where they can no longer manipulate the people. Tulsi has made her move, but the game is not over. It is just getting started. If this story made you rethink everything about politics, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and tell us, who is the one leader you still trust?